Hello and welcome to a truly overdue Tech Tuesday. I'm terribly sorry. I thought, right, I finished school, brilliant, video nearly every day. And then the sun decided to come out, and even though it's not out now, it's humid. I am sweating quite profusely. I'm sweating like Margaret Thatcher in a miner's welfare. That's the level of perspiration that's going on in this room. And the thing is, I've got to have my door shut because sound. And I'm using a lavalier mic today, so the sound quality won't be quite as good as when I use my big studio mic. So I'm sorry, I just couldn't be able to set it up. But anyway, hello and welcome to Tech Tuesday, where today we are going to be reviewing the Samsung K-series soundbar for. So in today's Tech Tuesday, we will be reviewing the Samsung K-series soundbar. In this case, it's the K450. Now I've been using this soundbar for nearly a year. It's become an integral part of my audio-visual setup in my bedroom. Though I don't use it when I'm playing games or watching stuff on my computer. I use it when I'm watching TV because I've got a Sky Q box in here. And without the soundbar, the sound from the TV, it's very tinny, and it'd be just shocking. So anyway, it currently retails at Curry's for £299, but unfortunately it is on sale at this point. Well, it's not unfortunate if you're watching this now, but as soon as I upload it, but it's going to go up obviously. Either that or they're just going to stop selling it. I'm not sure. Now, I have been using this for a long time. I've used it for listening to music, listening to vinyl records, listening to television and films, and I'll say it's very good for a mid-range soundbar, because though the sound isn't a 5.1 surround sound system like we have downstairs with a proper amplifier and everything in it, it still works very well, and it can go very loud. You know, it's 300 watts. It's not up there, but it's not like war blooming heck that's gonna knock your house down because it's that loud. It's not going to cause fracking protesters to turn up at your front door, but it's enough that you can watch your film and feel the rumble, because it does have a wireless subwoofer with it, which is an absolute godsend, because I hate wires. I just hate cables, and any time that I can have anything wireless, I'm going to have that. And although it probably does degrade the sound quality a little bit, does it really matter? And you can't even link it up anyway with a cable, which I think they could have done to make it better, and they might have done actually with more recent iterations. This is quite an old one now, but they're using the same K-series banner, but this one has stereo left and right speakers. I think the newer one has one in the centre, and it also allows for HDMI hookup, which this one doesn't. It has AV. It does have AV, but it's more like it's a 3.5mm auxiliary jack. That's what I meant. It's got optical, it's got digital in the form of a micro USB, so you can actually hook a computer up to it and use that, but my computer's that far away I'd have to run a really long cable, and I'm not willing to do that because it's not really positioned correctly. I don't use optical either, because it has a Samsung TV Sound Connect thing, which means it basically connects to the TV via Bluetooth and still allows you to Bluetooth other things to it, which I think is really cool. And it also just turns on with your TV, so it's like one button, everything's on. Due to me having Sky Q, I don't know quite where the remote is. Oh, it's here. Due to the fact I have Sky Q, I can press the on button of my Sky Q, it'll turn the TV on and the soundbar. It all works in tandem, and it works really well. Other features, it has Dolby Digital decoding, and also DTS 1.2.0, which is pretty much standard. It's not Dolby Atmos, unfortunately, but it's a mid-range soundbar. You can't expect the world from it. you know, it's £300, yeah, but it's good for what it is. It's got everything that I need. And to be fair, I don't have any Dolby Atmos anyway. The most demanding thing I really watch in here is Sky Movies and the odd Blu-ray. So it's not too much of a problem for me. Of course, when I was on about wireless earlier, it does need a wire to power it. Like, I know I'm going to probably get eaten for that, but you know, you do need a wire to power it because that's how electricity works. Now it does have optional, now these are optional, these don't come with it, surround sound sort of speakers that you can put at the back of you and they connect wirelessly. I don't have that because in my room the TV's in the corner and logistically it's not perfect for having the surround sound system in here. And to be fair, I don't watch enough films up here to warrant that. If I watch a film, usually I'll go downstairs if other people want to watch it with me. If I'm just watching if I'm just watching a film by myself, I'll just come up here and stereo does sort of thing. And to be fair, I don't watch that many mad action films anyway. Now the controls are all on this. It's the controller, shock horror, that's what it's called. It's got a nice feel to it ish, but I would say it's a little bit plasticky. Although I do like how the buttons have all got textures and they feel that, like the plus symbol has got, just a plus. It's not a button with a plus on it, if you get what I mean. It's good for finding it in the dark. Apart from the bottom 6 buttons for like sound control and that, they don't have that sort of tinge. They are just buttons with words on them, like YouTube power. Someone please explain to me what YouTube power is. I've never used it. Well, I have. I've just turned it on and off whenever I had Bluetooth on because I thought it was something to do with that. But nothing's happened to the sound quality, or my phone isn't charging. I don't understand what it's for. Someone help. It also has transport controls on here. Now that's pretty useless if you're using obviously an analog control, but for Bluetooth, track skip it works well for me because I like a physical button rather than touching a screen like I've got here. I like a physical button. And from the remote you can also control the manual EQs, or you can press the sound effect button and that puts it into a myriad of effects, like night mode. That makes it so that you can't hear it out of the room, which is good because like if other people in the house are sleeping, you can just put it on that mode and it'll work wonders. Music, for obviously music, they'll tweak the EQs, I think, don't quote me on that though. Clear voice, I mean that you can do that for watching interviews I guess, but I never really use it, although it does make the voices very, very clear. Sports, again, I don't really use that. I imagine it drowns out all the background noise and keeps the commentators. I don't watch much sport up here. Movie, obviously boosts all the movie stuff, and also it's got a standard mode, which to be fair I leave it in a lot of the time, although most of the time I do have it in either music. Now on the remote you can also control the bass. I like the Buttery Biscuit bass and treble and subwoofer actually, so that like weirded me out a bit at first because I was like, well, bass and subwoofer are the same thing, but no they're not, which is actually a good thing because to be fair, if you leave it all on 0, all these things, you don't get much bass at all. The bass it's not brilliant, and because the subwoofer is a bit plasticky. But to be fair, it's actually a good subwoofer. It's not like terrible. It's not as good as like a proper hi-fi one, but it's a pretty good subwoofer, especially when you ramp it all the way up. You know, you really get a good bass sound to it, and it's wireless, so there's no wires. It's great. Now what I would say about this soundbar in particular is it's a bit long and there's not much goes on. Like I think it's got 2 or 3 speakers at each end, and then just emptiness for miles, because it does go on for miles, and it doesn't really fit my TV. Like the bloke in Curry's apparently said to my parents when they bought me the TV and that oh yeah, it's the same size as the TV. It's not. It's longer than the TV, which does look a little bit daft and out of place, and it only nearly fits on my desk. But you know, it's fine. It's fine. It doesn't matter for really good sound quality. Well, not really good, but better sound quality than the TV offers, it's definitely worth it. And it's wireless, so why not? Now I would say it's got a really simple design aesthetic. Like, it's just a long black box that's got like a grill on it, which is all really nice. And then the display on the front is bright, it's sharp. I can't tell what it is. I can't tell whether it's an LCD, an OLED display, or just like an old-fashioned vacuum fluorescent display. I doubt it's the latter of those, but it's really nice, bright, and you can see it from a distance. Chav on a moped. And also you can control the volume of the soundbar with the TV remote. So I press up on this and it controls the soundbar as well. So you don't have to have two remotes near you, even though I usually do anyway, so because you can't flick between the modes on a Sky Q remote, or in fact the Samsung TV remote. So it's a bit like only volume you can control from that. So those are the only things that I would really say hold this thing back for its price. It's the length. For me anyway, that's just personal preference. If you've got a bigger TV, then it'll look fine. But I do think oversized things annoy me. Like, surely just make things smaller and use the least amount of space. Because I mean, I've not got much room. Like, I can't fill it with lots of big things. You know, I've only got one or two little bits about. Like, I can't. It's too long. It's too long. And the sound quality it's good. It's so much better than the TV's quality. But it's a mid-range soundbar. What more can you ask? It does everything I'd want it to do. But anyway, I would like to thank you very much for watching, and I would also like to say that you'll see me again quite soon, but I really can't promise that because it's so hot. I'm constantly diving into a pool, and it doesn't help because I like to record videos in the afternoon, write them in the morning. Well, the sun shines through my window in the morning, so it becomes baking hot, and then it stays hot all day. So it's like, unless I went and did videos downstairs on the settee with my mum, and I don't think she'd be particularly pleased by that. Anyway, so I would like to thank you all very much for watching this, and if you're new, subscribe. Go and check out some of my other videos. They're not all technology related, so knock yourself out, enjoy it, and I will see you in my next video in a bit.